Hey there, you guys. So today I wanted to bring you a video on something that I found kind of challenging, at least. It's to get the 49 consecutive wins to open up the this extra masterclass battle tier, I guess, of the battle tower. I tried a couple of teams with this. I probably tried attempting 3 or 4 times with like just kind of some basic stuff that was like okay. But this is actually the team that got me there, and actually fairly easily. Like I was mostly one-hitting most of the things, at least in the battle tower that I saw. There were a couple fights that were kind of close, but it's kind of just certain things you need to look out for. So the first thing is going to be I used Garchomp. Obviously, he's probably one of the best, if not the best Pokemon to use in this area, if not just like competitively in general. So for him, I gave him the Life Orb because he needs to hit really hard, and that's kind of the point of him. And I did breed these guys, so he is the Jolly Nature, and they are all EV trained because I just wanted to make it as easy as possible. I kind of got lucky with this one in terms of like IVs. As you can see, I got 4 perfect and then 2 pretty good. The HP and special defense are the only 2 there. And then I ran Dragon Claw, Swords Dance, Earthquake, and Fire Blast. Fire Blast is mostly just to take out those pesky things that I really can't deal with Earthquake. And then the other 2 are just Stab and Swords Dance. You will want to set up on a couple of teams. And Sandvale, because I couldn't find a rough skin one. Because I'm not sure on that. I couldn't find it. So then I used Gyarados here, who is holding a Figgy Berry, which actually came in handy quite a bit. So he's also EV trained with, as you can see, like very mediocre IVs. Only 1 in speed. He was the best one I could get, and I just figured I could bottle cap the rest of the IVs there. So yeah, pretty good. Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. I will say that Stone Edge is definitely something that will miss, and you will be definitely frustrated with. But other than that, he was like my main sweeper. He swept a lot of teams. Once you get a Dragon Dance or 2 up, you're pretty much gonna sweep most of the stuff in the battle tower that I saw. Intimidate also is a really good ability, especially going against the Brain. He has some pretty hard-hitting physical attacks, such as for the first battle, Rhyperior. You can live. I lived at least an attack from him with the Intimidate. Thank God for that. Otherwise, I probably would have lost. And then in terms of the second fight, you can definitely kill his Regigigas really easy with this Gyarados, especially if you intimidate it. Even with slow start and it's attacking even lower than that, it's not going to be doing any damage whatsoever. So there's that one. And then this one is kind of a special one. I got really lucky with the nature. It's a Modest, as well as the IVs. Speed and special attack was pretty much all I needed to make this like really usable, this Azelf. So kind of the same idea in terms of I wanted all my Pokemon to be able to set up. So like if they go into like a really good matchup, I'll be able to set up like say a Nasty Plot, Dragon Dance, Swords Dance, something that helps me sweep. Because that's what most of these fights you want to be doing. Because you got to go through 49 of them. Well, technically 47 lesser ones and then like 2 big ones. But still, you want to be able to like sweep in most cases. And then so for the moves, I did Thunderbolt to pretty much take care of any pesky water types or flying types. That actually Flamethrower and Thunderbolt were really good on him. And then just Stab Psychic. In terms of anything else here, the Wise glasses were pretty much the best item I could find. If I had to change anything, maybe give Azelf like a Life Orb and him something else. Maybe the berry that reduces ice type moves. But even at that, I was faster than most of the things inside of the battle tower, especially once you EV train. most of the stuff you're gonna outspeed, and even with like some basic knowledge of like Pokemon stats, you should be fine. But yeah, so I will get back to you and show you my battle against the Frontier Brain on the 49th battle. So here is the 49th battle with the Tower Tycoon, also known as Palmer. So this fight, honestly, it really was pretty easy with the team I had. So at least for this last round, I was leading in with Gyarados most of the time, just to get like that initial Intimidate off and just to start setting up and sweeping. So we get the Intimidate off, which really doesn't matter. Heatran is more of a special attacker, which, I mean, that's going to happen. So I know his moveset, which he can't do much to me in this situation. So what I wanted to do was Dragon Dance, because I knew that his Cresselia was going to be kind of like a bigger issue than most of the other things on his team. So I go for the second Dragon Dance here, just to make sure I can like deal as much damage as possible against him, because I know that I can one-shot this Heatran. And actually, this is where I was really upset. So I Earthquake, right? And be careful, this thing has Bright Powder right there. So your Earthquake can actually miss, which I was like so livid after seeing that. I was probably super pissed. So I was like, okay, well, I know he can't one-shot Garchomp, and he has nothing that really hurts me here. So I knew it was safe to just go for the Earthquake. I knew I have a higher speed stat. I could one-shot it because this Earthquake would be 4 times effective, and I was hoping that Bright Powder would not let this one miss, like my Gyarados, who could have swept. But that's totally besides the point. That's just how this game is. All right, so he's going to go to Regigigas, and this thing has an ability called Slow Start, which cuts its speed and its physical attack in half. I know this thing's not going to do anything. I go for the Swords Dance, and for some reason the computer is like, oh, okay, I'm going to swap out into Cresselia here. So I get a free Swords Dance off, and I knew that this thing did not have anything that was like crazy effective against me. I know it doesn't have like Ice Beam or anything, and I know for a fact that I was not going to be able to one-shot it. So I was thinking, I actually took the calculator and was like, okay, well, let's see here how much I could do. So it was between Dragon Claw or Earthquake, but then I was confused because I noticed that Earthquake said it would be effective, but I know this thing has Levitate. So I straight up went for the Dragon Claw. So he goes for the Calm Mind here, which I mean is probably the best play since he doesn't have anything special effective against me, and he does carry the leftovers on that, but that really doesn't matter because at this point I'm just going to kill it with another Dragon Claw, and he's going to bring out his last guy, which is still that Regigigas, and we still have our Life Orb on top of our on top of our Sword Stance. So here's Regigigas, and he's just doing his thing. You know, he's got his slow start, so I know he's not going to do like any damage, and I know Earthquake's going to be like our hardest hitting move since it has a 100 base stat, and we just one-shot that thing. And that's honestly Palmer right there. There was nothing crazy. I did get unlucky with the Bright Powder miss, and I feel like I probably could have just swept his team even harder with Gyarados, but yeah. So I'll meet you guys back in the other video, and I'll give you my final thoughts. And that was the battle with Palmer, the final one, before you get to the master class here. But yeah, so honestly, the team that I brought, I feel like was pretty solid. It had tons of coverage, and it was just able to sweep most of the things in here. There are a few things that I would tell you to look out for. One of the big ones is there are a couple of trainers who have a Moody Pokemon. So if you don't know what that is, that's where it raises one stat and lowers another. There are a couple of those that stall out and try their best to gain a bunch of stats. I did lose a couple of times to those because I just could not hit them because evasion was raised and it was just hard to hit them. So you want to get those guys down as quick as possible. They are, in most cases, it's an Octillery or a Glade, I think it is. Yeah. the evolved form of Snorunt. So those are something to look out for, as well as like Confuse Ray, Parahax kind of things. So if you guys think like maybe a Lumberry on one of these guys, if you guys don't want to like deal with that, that could definitely help you too. But honestly, this team is pretty solid, and I think if you guys want to, like, this Gyarados is even kind of like a testament to not every Pokemon on the team has to be perfect to get through this, because I know I was having trouble with like my base Pokemon. Like I got a really bad starter in terms of everything, honestly. But yeah, it doesn't really take a lot. I got really lucky with the Garchomp and stuff like that, but like I said, this Gyarados literally is not like the best, and I got really lucky with the Azelf, which, I mean, the thing is, you can, when you catch the legendaries, at least 3 IVs are going to be perfect. But yeah, guys, so that's the video on my kind of team and what I did against Palmer to get my 49 win streak, and just some things to look out for. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys liked, leave a like on the video and subscribe for more kind of tips on this game, because I'm going to be playing a lot more. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.